don't know the power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Good evening, everybody. It's another Thursday, and we've survived another week. Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And this is Docking Bay 94. We are sadly missing Jeff.
He is so sick.
Oh my gosh, him and his family. It's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, they've been
really
battling it.
I don't know what to say about that, except, keep them in your thoughts, because it's just rough stuff. Lots of ER visits and things like that. And no surprise when he said, "Oh, I'm going to miss the show today." So, sad indeed. And so
hopefully he'll be well and up and around by next week.
Yeah, we're thinking about the whole family. So. Kelly's popped in. Laura has popped in with Chris. People starting to dribble in. Very cool. Oh my gosh. It was a busy week last week. It's a busy week next week. 'Tis the season, right?
Right. Yes.
Craziness. But Life Day went pretty well. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let me remind you that you are listening to sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. That's a station that's here 24/7 that does nerd news and music and shows and such. You can go to sci-fi.radio, look at our schedule, see if there's anything you want to listen to, up to and including this show. You may also be watching us, if you can see our smiling faces, on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch. And for all of those things, we are grateful for your company. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Hello to Kelly and Laura and Chris and Alan.
Hey, Alan.
And Boba-Kit.
Alan's got a end of year book club coming up for the Upland Public Library.
Cool.
I think I have on my calendar.
That's a Star Wars one, isn't it?
It's sci-fi, I think.
Oh, it's sci-fi. It's always the same day as my my in-person sewing circle.
Right.
So I never get to go to it.
Yeah, so it's always cool. Lori has popped in. Budala. Hey, y'all. Oh, and Pat Larson. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
In case you're wondering why I'm wearing the Kermit hat tonight, it's because this is the 58th anniversary of the founding of the Jim Henson Company. He went with his puppeting partner, Judy, down to apply for a business license and to become incorporated. His puppeting partner eventually became his romantic partner and his wife. So Jim and Judy Henson went down to fill that paperwork out on this day. Although it's a little bit confusing, because if you go to Disney, and go to the theme parks, they are celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Muppets. The Muppets were sort of officially founded in 1955 with a puppet show called Sam and Friends. That's where Kermit the Frog got his original introduction. And his birthday is my birthday. It was May 9th. So, kind of fun.
Awesome.
I share a birthday with a famous frog. Anyway.
Why don't you... We already went over the fact that Jeff is sick, so he's not going to be here.
So very sick.
Why don't you start talking about Radio Roundup, and then we'll put both life days together and talk about them.
Yeah, you got it.
And I'm just trying to catch up on some paperwork here.
Okay.
So I'll be with you in just a second.
So we had sort of a rapid fire weekend. There was a Life Day, and then there was a radio show, and then there was another Life Day. It was a lot, but one event per day, so that made it easy. And of course, two of those were Disneyland, so you can't really complain about that. To my regret, and I offer my apologies, I didn't take any pictures of our radio roundup event. And what this is if you know Colleen and I, we have been doing a thing for 30 years, I don't know, something like that, where we have recreated old-time radio dramas. I used to do this in high school. We did it in college. And sometimes it was just a glorified table read, and sometimes we would do an actual full-on radio drama production that was like 90 minutes long with a big audience, a couple thousand people. And it's been a lot of fun. And so we've been working for a couple of years now through our friend Walter Nelson, who has organized these Lanterman Radio Roundup shows where we have gone and performed old-time radio dramas, usually around Halloween somewhere. And we do them in the ballroom of the Lanterman historic home. The entire second floor of the home is a ballroom, and they've held dances up there. They hold lectures up there, and for us, they can turn it into a 70-seat theater, and we do these live shows. And it's a little music, it's a little drama. And so this time round, instead of going with a Halloween theme, which we have done, I think, twice before, we did two shows. We did Flash Gordon, the original radio serial that, and we started with episode 1. And then we did Baby Snooks, which is Fanny Bryce, who played Baby Snooks, adult as a kid, kind of a deal. And so the comedy is kind of funny because it's like sort of supposed to be kid-like, but it's also very adult, and it's a weird sort of situation. And in between these two plays, we did a little singing. I sang San Fernando Valley because this was sort of a historical house crowd, and so we thought that would be kind of fun. Sheila sang Why Don't You Do Right, more famously known as the Jessica Rabbit song, which got its start in the late 1920s, I think. And there's been a bunch of different versions of that. And so she sang the sort of slow, sultry version of it, as opposed to the Peggy Lee kind of fast one that we've heard in recent days. And our friend Conrad played music throughout. He accompanied Sheila and myself on ukulele. He did music for Baby Snooks with a xylophone, and then he did his own song too, which was pretty great. So we had a pretty good time. The show lasted a little more than an hour. We had like a 20-minute intermission in there, and of course, compounding this entire week, complicating it, was rain. It started raining on Thursday, and it didn't let up till like Monday, Tuesday, and then it's back now today with a vengeance. It's like, hey, miss me? So it's been very wet here, and of course that kept people from all of our events, from Life Day and from the Lanterman Roundup. It was pretty fun. Did you have any notes, Colleen, on the Lanterman?
No, it was. It's always easy to do the radio episodes because you don't have to learn blocking or your lines.
Yes.
So the number of rehearsals is minimal, and it's a fun time without the huge amount of effort that goes into other productions. So that is always nice, and I enjoy getting dressed up easily because vintage 40s, 50s era.
It's not hard.
30s, 40s, 50s. It's easy.
Yeah.
No corsets. You only have to do a girdle if you want. So that's fun. I do have comments about the restaurant we went to afterwards.
Yeah, that was a little weird. But before we get to that, though, you're talking about costumes. It's always so funny to, like, you can start at about 1900 and move forward through clothing in that century, and guys have it so easy because their clothes kind of stay the same through much of it. Yet pockets move around and fabrics change and hats change and things like that. But it's really kind of funny. And then but the women's fashions are like all over the place.
Yeah, until I'm gonna say until the 90s, and then things just started getting very. I feel like things have changed less since the late 80s, and I hope that's not just. Well, Colleen, now you're out of high school, and so you're out of touch. And since I am looking more at historical clothing rather than modern clothing, maybe I just don't.
No, I mean, I think people started really dressing for comfort, and in general, society became forgiving of what people wear. And so, what might have started out as a casual Friday sort of became a casual everyday.
Right.
And so I largely dress like a 12-year-old. I wear sneakers and a t-shirt, shorts and or cargo pants. Put a couple of Garanimal tags in there, and I'm pretty much dressed the way I was when I was a kid. Although I think I wear a lot more baseball caps than I did at the time.
But actually, what I meant was that clothing is not changing as rapidly as it used to be.
No, it's not, except in terms of what it's made out of and how it fits.
It's how it's gotten crappier.
Yeah, and so we completely accept take Disneyland, for example. If you go to Disneyland and you walk around, Disney will ding you if you're wearing something offensive on your shirt. They will ding you if you're showing under boob or side boob and things like that. But a lot of women, especially, are walking around Disneyland in very, very thin workout clothes and very form-fitting workout clothes. And if you go back to even the 80s, 90s, 2000s, that wasn't as common. And people were wearing more loose-fitting sweats and things like that.
Yeah.
And so people are still, trying to look good and be sexy and things like that. But we have all of these sort of stretch fabrics and all of these things now, and the design. The workout pants that people wear to Disneyland always make me laugh because they're all designed with cavalry seams and things like that are designed to show off your butt, show off your thighs, all of that kind of stuff. And that's what people are wearing to Disneyland, and it's always kind of very funny to me. And it's largely the clothing style is kind of the same.
Yeah, you can get away with wearing things for the same styles for longer.
Yeah.
As a woman
than
you used to be able to.
And it's more acceptable for women to just wear a t-shirt anywhere and
right.
and things like that. So it's very relaxed and comfort over style in most cases. That doesn't mean that people still don't dress up, go to clubs, go to shows, do things like that. But even then, Colleen and I go to plays all the time, and we see the gamut. We see people who wear very fancy clothes, almost bordering on costume stuff, the very distinctive stuff, like the guy at the comedy show who was wearing a Hessian military jacket or something. And that was his style. And then, and that's a very kind of 80s thing. But then we've got people who dressed in nice clothes to go to the theater, and we have people who just showed up in t-shirts and shorts. And we see that at the Pantages. We saw that at the Wiltern. It really just depends on personal style, and for the most part, like, you know, they're not stopping you at the door. They won't call you out. You're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I don't know if that's like an everywhere thing, a Los Angeles thing.
I think it's more Los Angeles than other places. I think well, it's an American thing because that's, you know, part of how people identify us overseas is they're like, ugh, look at those people who are just wearing T-shirts and jeans everywhere when they should be dressing nicer.
Right. Well, and we just
and
had...
it's definitely a California thing because the East Coast is more dressy.
Right. We just had Dapper Day at Disneyland, and Don went to Dapper Day. He's over there on the chat, and but we didn't go, and it was raining again, which caused all sorts of problems.
It's hard to dress up when it's raining.
Yeah, but I was there Monday, and I saw a couple of guys walking around that I think were just traveling from somewhere else. They looked like they were like from Sweden or somewhere, Norway, somewhere Scandinavian, just sort of based on the sort of style of their clothes. And they were like overdressed for Disneyland. Jackets, ties, hats, crisp collars and things like that. It was really kind of it made them stand out.
It's too bad I didn't see them.
They were walking on the monorail as I was getting off of it. And and they looked like men who were traveling abroad and wanted to maintain their personal style.
Well, that's good.
And you know, had they been there the day before, they would have completely fit in for Dapper Day. Being there on Monday, they stood out very much, which was really funny.
Yeah. Let's say hello to Budala, Talonthorn, Don, and Gregor.
Hey, Gregor.
And I didn't open YouTube, so I don't know who's there.
I have it right now. Pat Larson is on YouTube. I think she's our only one. So you were going to talk about the food after the show.
Oh, we went to this restaurant called Dish in La Cañada.
Where we have been before.
Yeah, we have been before. And we just got like the most bizarre service. And the food was... So it was raining. And someone else had said that they wanted soup. And it sounded really good to me. It's raining soup. And I didn't feel like dealing with any leftovers because I knew we were going to be out the next day. And I just didn't want to deal with it. So I'm like, a bowl of soup would answer that warmth and not dealing with leftovers. Because almost every meal, other than a soup or a salad, is going to be too much food for me to eat at a restaurant. And so we asked the hostess who seated us what the soups were, and she said they were split pea with ham and potato leek. And then the waiter came by and we said, could you remind us what the soups are? And he said split pea with ham and potato leek. And so I ordered a bowl of the split pea with ham, and another person in our group ordered a cup of the split pea and ham to have in front of her meal. And so she got her cup of soup right away, which they charged $9 for a cup of soup, which seemed like a lot.
That's excessive.
Yeah. And so I looked over at her soup and I'm like, that just doesn't look good at all. And then she tasted it and she's like, this doesn't taste right. It tastes like chicken, not ham. And so I got up and went and found the waiter and said, is it too late to change my order? I mean, I only ordered a bowl of soup. I'm pretty sure you guys haven't dished it out yet. You didn't give it to me yet. Could I switch that to something that is hopefully as easy? Could I switch that to a salad? And he wasn't happy with me, but he said yes, he would do it. And I ordered a wedge salad because that's what I've had at this restaurant before, and it was an acceptable meal. So then it turns out that he comes back and sorry, I get back to the table, and the woman who has ordered the soup looks at me and says, "Are they going to be doing something about my soup?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell them about your soup." So I go back, I tell them this soup has chicken in it. It doesn't have any ham in it. And they come back out and they're like, "Yeah, we don't actually have split pea and ham. We have chicken and chicken pot pie soup and something else. I don't remember what the other thing was." But they and I had actually asked them, I'm like, "If you have this chicken pot pie soup that's on your menu, I'll take that." And they said, no, we don't have it. So it turned out that they did have that, not the one I ordered. They brought her the cup. And then they brought me the bowl of the chicken pot pie soup as well and said, "Here, it's on the house for messing up." And I'm like, I mean, I changed it before there was a problem. So why are they giving me free soup? Why don't they give her free soup? And I took like 2 bites of it, and it was not good. It tasted like like it was poured out of a can or something. It wasn't very good. And I said, "I don't want to take this soup. I can't eat this much food." And they said, "Well, you can take it home." And at the end of the meal, I said, "I don't want to take this home," and I kind of pushed it away. And someone else at the table luckily said that they did want it. So it didn't go to waste, but it was a weird thing. Also, the waitress, somebody ordered a mule, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever had a mule as a cocktail, but I don't drink, and I know that the only thing that's served in a copper cup normally is a mule. So she comes out with a tray that has a copper cup on it, and then she picks up another drink and hands it to somebody and says, "I think this is your mule." No, it's not.
Well, she was young and inexperienced.
Yeah. So anyway, poor Dawn is having reception trouble. So
Oh, that's too bad. On the internet?
Listening to us, yeah.
Ooh.
And Canis Latran Sapiens says soup sandwich.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I will say yuck. Yeah, it was disappointing, and one of the things that was interesting, I don't know if someone had called in sick, or maybe this was just how the restaurant was going now. The person who helped us at the table the most seemed to be the owner of the restaurant, and he was like Mel, the cook on Alice.
He kind of was.
He's just like was that
He had
that
a cleaner shirt.
prickly, grunchy, grouchy
Yeah.
kind of guy. And yeah, so that was really kind of funny because
I don't know. Thinking back on it, I'm like, it was just the service that was weird, and I didn't particularly like the soup, but maybe the restaurant was fine. So maybe I'm complaining for nothing.
I don't know. I mean, we'd been there before. You weren't the only one who was unhappy with their meal.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we go back again.
Great.
It all depends. But it was just a weird pin to put in our show.
It was.
And then of course we had to come home and get ready for Life Day the next day.
Yeah. So let's talk about Life Day. Rain, 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 rain.
Yeah, so much rain. So there were 2 Life Days. One of them was Life Day Observed.
And I wasn't available. I didn't go to Life Day Observed because of the prices of Disney, and we're going to be taking our nephew to Disneyland in a couple of weeks, and just the output of that many tickets in a row was just too much. So I stayed home for
Right.
the Observed Day.
So the Observed Day was on a Saturday because we try to do one on a weekend, and we try to do one on a
On the actual day.
on the actual day. Yeah. Sorry, I'm turning my volume down because I realize I'm probably blasting you guys out. One of the problems about doing these shows away from the house here is that we take all of our gear from here over there when we do the old time radio shows, and so when we come back, I have to hook everything all back up.
Yeah.
And then make it work. So yeah, you can kind of get a look here and see that it was raining reasonably hard when we got there, and so Judy and I went on Saturday, and it wasn't bad. We had to change the way we normally do Life Day because of the rain, because usually we're over in front of the marketplace where there's a giant pair of what we call bantha doors. If you work on movie lots and you go to a soundstage has gigantic doors where they move things in and out of. They call them elephant doors, and so we call these other ones bantha doors because of the bantha elephant Star Wars connection. So usually we go sing over there, and it just wasn't ideal. So talked to security, and I suggested that we have our event over here, which there's a big overhang here that is fairly deep into the fake rock wall over there. There's a droid at the top, which is the storyteller droid. I think his name is Bard, and he does the projection shows there where he projects the storyteller off to the left and sort of runs that. And we thought, well, we'll be there and we'll be done long before the projection hits, and nobody's really hiding over there. So let's go do that. And so that's what we did. We went over there, and of course, the minute I announced that we were moving, sun came out, and so the sky parted just long enough to give this crazy beam of sun through the marketplace, which was nuts. The PhotoPass guy was trying to get a picture of us with our orbs with the sun shining through. He didn't manage to do it. My phone seemed to do a little better than his camera, which was interesting. And so I'm like, oh man, I just moved everything, but let's stick with it. And then of course the rain came right back, and so it was just as well that we had done that. And we goofed around a little bit. I took pictures with my trash can because that's what I do. And the Life Day orbs, but the rain kept a lot of people away. I mean, this is usually a pretty crowded walkway from the Resistance base over to the marketplace, and we're looking towards the marketplace. We're looking west, and like nobody. There very few people were there, and so I was worried about people not really showing up for Life Day. PhotoPass grabbed me. We took a few pictures. I thought this one was cute, where they added a little BD-1 droid.
It's adorable.
on my shoulder, which was very cute. Now, if you look on my belt here, you will see that I have a little box, and this little box is a thing I often use as a phone charger, but it is also a Bluetooth speaker that I have a headset for. And for the past couple of years, I've been using this to organize the singing, keep people in order, and not lose my voice. Obviously, as someone who works on the radio with a daily show, I want to lose my voice as little as possible. And so I had a really fascinating time getting this in on the second day, which I'll talk about in a little bit. In fact, it took up most of my morning trying to get that into the park. There is a rule that says you cannot have these, but I've had permission from Disney to have it, and if the right people don't know, it gets very complicated. So more on that in a bit. So what we ended up doing, we sang all of our carols in the overhang, and can I just say that we sounded amazing in the overhang?
It did sound pretty good.
We could hear everybody singing together, and it was reflecting off the ceiling and the walls, and my gosh, it sounded terrific. So this was our Saturday turnout. We did manage to have a parade, which we usually do, and we were afraid that the rain was going to wash us out, but it just drizzled on the parade. So we walked from the overhang around the corner past Oga's Cantina, down past the droid depot, over to where The marketplace starts by Ronto Roasters, went up the ramp for Ronto Roasters, past Docking Bay 7, around the back by Smuggler's Run, and came to rest here in front of the Falcon, where we took our pictures right away. And it worked out pretty great. A pretty good crowd. Everybody had a good time. We were all just mildly wet. Just enough that it wasn't, I'm sitting on the ground, so obviously I'm not in a puddle or anything like that. So yeah, it was actually pretty good. And so PhotoPass was cool. They took a whole bunch of nice pictures for us. On the way out, Disney's tree was broken. They lost their bottom ring of the tree. And what was funny is when we first walked into the park, I saw like some sort of plug sticking out the side of the tree. And I'm like, shouldn't that be hidden if not plugged in? And it was really weird. And I commented on it to Judy and then didn't think about it until we were going to leave the park. We were waiting for the projections on Main Street and the snow. But I guess because it was raining, they never did the snow. They did all the projections, but there was no snow. And then on the way out, the whole bottom fifth of the tree was out. It's one entire ring. They stack these in rings when they bring them in. And so this was like one ring. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 above it. And then the star goes on. But, everything was chilly for winter. It was kind of crazy. But I like Disneyland around Christmas time. It's always pretty amazing. That's a TV from the show, the Lantern show that we did. It's the only picture I took.
You took a picture of the TV?
I did. It's cool, isn't it cool? It's this little tiny black and white thing that Philco television. It's probably about 9 inches across that screen, and
wow.
It's just tiny. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. That is the business license for Disneyland. If you ever wanted to know, it's in City Hall, where I had to go because I was trying to get the speaker in, and so on the way in, there was a guy giving me trouble, and he's like, "You can't have that," and I said, "Well, okay, let me talk to his supervisor." And someone else came over, and he's like, "You can't do that." And I said, "Well, yes, I've done it before. Please let me talk to a supervisor. This is for Life Day." And they're like, "We don't know what that is." And the second guy who came up, Atticus, was like, "Well, I've been here for 7 years, and I don't know what Life Day is." And I'm like, "We've been doing Life Day for 7 years, and so I'm sorry you haven't heard of it. Let me talk to a supervisor." And then the guy there at the gate said, "I'm the supervisor," which isn't true. And I know it's not true because the supervisors for Disney security wear blue shirts. But I wasn't going to fight with them. I didn't want to be a pain and go into bad territory. So I put the thing back in my car, came back and met Colleen and Judy, and we went into the park. And they went off to do a little shopping, and I went into City Hall. And that's what this bookcase is in City Hall. It's a bunch of books of Disney movies credited to characters in the movies. Like Aladdin is written by Apu for whatever reason. And so yeah, it was really kind of a strange situation. And so what they had told me at the security gate was that I need to go and get something in writing from City Hall. Well, City Hall doesn't put anything in writing. It's not what they do. And I knew that, but I went in anyway. And they said, okay. And I told them the situation. They talked to their supervisor. They said, we don't see it as a problem. Go out to the East Gate, which is the gate that serves the Toy Story parking lot. And so I went and talked to someone over there. I talked to a guy in a blue shirt who was a supervisor. He hooked me up with somebody over at the South Gate, which is the one that serves the hotels and Downtown Disney. And so I went to my car, I got the thing, I came to the South Gate, and the person I was supposed to see went home. But the person who replaced him opened Galaxy's Edge when it was first open, was a cast member there, and they knew all about Life Day, and they let me in, and it was not a problem. And so later on that night, when I was using this box as a speaker, security comes over, and they're like, oh, thank goodness you have that, because now I don't have to lose my voice. Which is always what happens. I'm very grateful that I have a particular position with Disney cast members that they understand that I know how to organize an event, and they allow me to do it. They don't fight me. They don't cause any friction. They watch. They make sure everything's going swimmingly, but they allow me to do it. And this was part of that. And so, yeah, it was really funny. But it took me, what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, it was quite a long time.
And like I'd had my 10,000
It
steps
felt like 2 hours.
by the time I walked into the park. It was crazy. So I took a bunch of pictures of this, I guess. We did get to go on the new revitalized Storybook Land.
Yeah.
This is one of the oldest trees in Disneyland. It went in 1955 and is still there. It's right when you first enter Storybook Land, which was really cool. This is the new Rapunzel Tower, which was a thing that they just added while they were closed. They hadn't had that.
I have to say, the new Rapunzel
before.
Tower wasn't that. I was like, oh,
It
not
was
very exciting.
It was a mere nod. It really needed something like her hair dropping out of the thing or something like that.
Something like that.
Anyway, they polished everything up.
And they decorated for Christmas.
And they decorated for Christmas,
That was fun.
which was great. So
Not in Agrabah, because that wouldn't make any sense.
No,
but the little English.
Here's Snow White,
things.
and you can see ribbons and decorations and things on Snow White's house, which is the dwarves' house, I guess technically, which is really great, and that was very cute, and we managed to go by right when Casey Jr. was going by, which was very funny. I love the engineer who's waving at us. So that was kind of cool. And but yeah, everything got a fresh coat of paint, and they polished up the gold leaf and all of that. This is the other side of Rapunzel's tower. I do feel like it needs more or something, you know.
I just, because I had heard about them closing and putting it in, I don't know why I expected it to be shinier or something.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
This was Toad Hall, and also decorated for Christmas, which was really nice. And you know, I appreciate when they spiff all these things up. They you know, are subject to weather because they're out 24/7, and they are subject to birds messing them up.
Ducks sitting on them.
Yeah, and things. There was a sleeping duck in the middle of Hyde Park, and of course, at the scale, it's monstrously huge, which is really very funny.
Yeah.
This is
You didn't mention what we ate for lunch.
what? Oh well, I
ate
didn't.
ice cream for lunch.
So when I finally made it through security, I ran onto the monorail and got I took the monorail into Tomorrowland, and Colleen's like, "Oh, we're at the ice cream place." I'm like, "Okay," and she's like, "I'll meet you at the monorail," and so I get off and run down to the exit, and she's like, "Okay, we're over by the Tomorrowland Terrace," and so I go over to find her, and Colleen's got an entire white chocolate dipped peppermint sundae with hot fudge.
I had to work at getting that too, because they had a special that was the cone bowl dipped in white chocolate, and then with 2 scoops of peppermint ice cream and some whipped cream. And that was it. You couldn't make any modifications to it. So I went up to the counter and I said, "If I pay you more money, will you put hot fudge on this for me?" And they did. But we should not have eaten that for lunch. It was bad, especially because we never ended up getting a meal until we left the park.
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't adult.
It left me a little like almost hangry at the end of the day.
Yeah. And what was funny about the chocolate dipped waffle cone, which was a little on the stale side, might have been left over from yesterday.
It did taste stale.
They dipped it in white chocolate. They sprinkled it with sprinkles, and it pretty much tasted almost exactly like one of the Mother's Circus Animals cookies, little white and pink cookies. So picture that with peppermint ice cream on top of it and hot fudge, and you pretty much have an idea of what we ate. Colleen and I, with Chewbacca, we dressed for the occasion, of course, and Chewbacca was pleased to see us. In fact, he came back to take a picture with us, which was the cast member who was helping him out. Was super, super cool. And she's like, hey, if you want to get a picture with Chewie, you should come over here. Because we had tried to get in line and failed. And so she was...
We tried a couple of times.
Yeah, so she was really kind to
There wasn't a line. There was more of a... And I had asked her, where is the line?
Then there wasn't.
And there wasn't. So she was very kind.
Would become a little bit of a problem later on.
Yes, that was a little bit of a problem.
Here's Judy with Chewbacca. This was the first almost foodish thing we had. Again, not
so this is
proteiny.
The cheese branch, which is basically a croissant dough with some cheese on it. The dip that goes with it, it felt like it should have been cheesy, so kind of thick.
Yeah.
It was liquidy.
It was pretty runny. Yeah.
Very liquidy. Like the texture of half and half,
right.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it needed to be thickened for sure. It should have been like a Velveeta-y kind of.
It should have
nacho cheese.
Yeah, and it was okay. It was good. It was.
We've had it before.
This here meal was, in my opinion, quite overpriced. But I think I'm just not used to new prices since the tariffs have made everything go up.
And it also is not. It's not a food place that we can get a discount on.
Yeah,
with
so
a Magic
this
Cube.
cost $18.
Right.
For these two items.
The drink here is a cold chocolate drink, so it's like not hot chocolate, but
white
it's
chocolate.
cold chocolate, and it's blue.
It tasted very much like the blue milk that they sold in grocery stores a couple years ago.
The True Moo milk that you could find if you could find it. Tasted a lot like the True Moo milk. And so on the top of this is sort of a crunch berry-ish topping. They said it was strawberry, and it may be freeze-dried strawberry with something else going on in there.
Pretty much tasted like Captain Crunch.
But I will tell you the problem with it. The problem with it is this drink is completely filled, bottom to top, with ice.
A lot of ice.
And because of that, the topping just gets stopped at the ice. They give you a paper boba straw, but you can't get at this topping because it just coats the ice.
And also the boba straw made it so that the whole drink went faster.
Yeah.
And it had that diagonal end on it, so you couldn't get the bottom of the drink.
Right. It had like the Slurpee end on it, which was and so I went back and I asked them and I said, "Hey, can I get this drink without the ice?" And they looked really confused. And I explained the problem. And with the drink in my hand, I said, "Where is your topping?" And they're like, "All over the ice." And I'm like, "Yes, can I get this drink without the ice so that I can get at the topping? Because I'm sad now. I ate as much ice as I could eat to try to get the topping, but it really bummed me out." So, it was kind of a bit of a miss, I think, on Disney's part. It didn't taste bad, but and I get that they fill these things full of ice so that they can put less liquid in it because it's cheaper. But I don't know. I think they really sort of shot themselves in the foot with this one.
And we weren't able to get it wasn't that we weren't able to. We didn't get the blue milk that we wanted to try the Life Day special that they had. They had the Wookiee cookies and the blue milk with a special strawberry puree in it.
Right.
But we were so sugared up from everything we'd eaten so far that we kept putting it off until we put it off too long.
Right. And the Saturday that I went, because it was raining, the milk stand was closed, so that it wasn't a thing then. And in fact, none of the characters were out on Saturday either because of the rain, and that was a real bummer.
We didn't we didn't end up getting, we already said this though, we didn't end up getting what we wanted to get in Docking Bay 7.
Because they closed early.
They closed early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that, because if we had thought about it more, we probably would have realized that they were going to close early. But in past years, we've always been able to go to Docking Bay 7 after the Life Day celebration and have dinner. So
Yeah.
we traditionally always have dinner after the Life Day celebration.
Well,
But
and one of the problems
not
too
so much.
was that they have special seating for their projection show, which I guess they weren't doing because of the rain, and
no,
so
they were doing the production show.
they were doing it. Okay.
Yeah, they were. The problem was that it was raining hard enough that anyone who was going to watch the projection show had to stand in the rain or sit in the rain.
Got it.
And the restaurant closed early because of the special dinner that they were serving to go along with that. So
Right.
Disney has a whole bunch of things in different areas of the park where you can order a special meal and you get seating for whatever show is nearby. And this particular one, they closed the restaurant, Docking Bay 7, at like 8 p.m. or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure. And the meal that they serve is $90, and there were 3 of us, so that would have been quite expensive. Some of the people who were celebrating Life Day did have tickets for that and went and expected to be able to see the show, but we've seen the show before.
Right.
And the thought of sitting in the rain to watch the show, because there's nowhere that you can see the show and be under cover from the rain.
Right.
And we had no umbrellas.
And I lost my umbrella on Saturday. I don't know what I did with it. I left it somewhere. It fell out of my backpack. Something happened. So we had to buy an emergency umbrella in Japan, and I took it with me to Disneyland, and I lost it. So sometimes accidental things happen at Disneyland that are amazing. And this was one of those. We decided that we were going to go on Smuggler's Run because the line was really short and it was covered. So we thought, oh, well, let's go do that. And so Judy and Colleen and I go into Smuggler's Run. We get all the way through the line, and there's...
Oh, yeah, I forgot we went on Smuggler's Run, and this was the best Smuggler's Run ride ever.
There was a couple in front of us. And so just to show you how it went, I was a gunner, Judy was a gunner, Colleen was an engineer, and we had 2 total strangers who were piloting. And so, you start out 0 in the gunner's chair, and then you get credits for how well your mission goes. This was the end of the mission. This was my station. I shot 15 TIE fighters. I didn't care about accuracy because I was laughing so hard. So 13,000 credits is the best you can do on the ride. We got like 3,700. That's low. That's really low. That's when you've done all sorts of damage to the Millennium Falcon. And so we don't even have, I didn't get a rank of like any kind of actual piloty thing. I'm just a scoundrel. Which was funny. But anyway, so these people had never been pilots before. They'd never done the ride. And they're like, well, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do whatever. And their best was absolutely hysterical because they took the simulator places I didn't know it could go because they crashed into everything. We ended up in these like little tiny corners of the environment that I'm like, I didn't know you could fly over here, which was really fun.
And the part that made it really funny, it wasn't just that we were flying into weird spaces. It was that the woman who was piloting was, she was not screaming the whole time. She had this running dialogue of panic.
Right.
And she was swearing like repeatedly through the whole thing.
There was swearing. There
so
was
funny
shout outs to deities. There was like all sorts of stuff. And we were laughing so hard. And it was almost hard to tell if they weren't just like, playing at flying the thing, or, if they were genuinely panicking. And it turned out they were genuinely panicking.
I don't want to swear on the air, so I'm going to replace the word that she was saying mostly with this. And it was from my seat in the back. It was, oh this, oh this, oh this, oh this, oh this.
Right.
It
was
funny.
really, really funny. And so anyway, we thanked him for a great time. We thought it was like really cool. We went walking around. I was looking for security to talk about the relocation of Life Day to the overhang again, like I had done a couple days earlier. And we just happened to walk into them taking pictures in front of the Millennium Falcon. They gave us permission to grab their Life Day, their PhotoPass picture, and so like we just like ran into them, it was just so funny. And so we got the crew back together for one big picture there, which was absolutely terrific. They were super, super sweet people.
Yeah.
And they made it. I have been on the ride where...
Shout out to them. I don't remember their names.
Yeah,
but,
and
they were awesome.
I have been on the ride when like people had put their sleeping children in the front seats, and then they just got mad because we hit everything and it was like a terrible flight. They made this flight because their panic was honest, but they were having fun in their distress, and that's what made it really great. was very cool.
It was pretty awesome.
Of course, everything's decorated up for winter. They've got these icicles I don't remember, with the sort of dancing lights where the icicles will blink on and off in big patches and things. This is a picture I managed to grab of all of them on at once, which is cool. And then that night, while we finally got things organized, and it was probably about 4:30 did this happen at? No, it's probably about 5:30. Chewbacca came out over in the overhang where we were hanging out. And if you look at the floor, you'll notice it's pretty dry where he's at there for now. It had been raining for a while, but because we were in the overhang, they managed to bring him out into that sheltered area. And he's got a big 9-inch in diameter globe, and which I think our friend made. I have a friend who works props at Disneyland, and I think he had his fingers in this one and also the one in Florida. And we had heard that Chewie was going to do this in Florida, but we didn't know for sure we were going to get him until he showed up. And they had everybody like stay behind a line to give him some space. He would come up to you. There was no line for pictures and things, but we still managed to like step in and step out and things like that. A lot of people did get pictures with Chewie, and this was a pretty good space to hold the meet and greet. Chewbacca usually comes out of this area anyway, and then wanders around Batuu, but yeah, it was fun. And so I'm glad that
it was kind of funny too, because we were just sort of hanging out in the overhang area, and a cast member came out and said, "Are you waiting for Life Day? Are you here for Life Day?" And we all said yes, and they said, "Okay, we want you to stand up and line up over here." It was very weird because we were like, "What is going on?"
Right. And I kind of figured it was probably Chewie, but you didn't want to get your hopes up.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were a lot of folks who sort of like jumped in and out to get their pictures. Ray came out to run interference. We made sure all the kids kind of got up to the front to get pictures and things.
Well, I don't know if you want to talk about the other time he came out.
I will in a minute.
Okay.
I will in a minute. And so anyway, this was pretty great that because we had seen Chewie earlier and he was not wearing his robes. So they did kind of make it a very special thing for the debut of it for the people who were really there for Life Day. It wasn't just, hey, he's going to walk around in his robes. So that was kind of interesting. There, because of the wet, of course, they were trying very hard to keep him in an area where he would stay dry. The robes don't quite touch the ground, but certainly his feet do, and I can't imagine getting those things wet has got to be good. So anyway, they hung out for good 20 minutes at least, which was good. And then we did our usual thing. We started singing carols and whatnot, and that was pretty great. But yeah, it was neat to see Chewie. So we took way too many pictures, of course, and these are the ones like I deleted a whole bunch. Our buddy David, David was the guy that I was visiting Galaxy's Edge with when I decided that we needed to do Life Day here, and he was really kind. He came over and he's like, "This is your fault. This is the reason that we have Chewie like with an orb and red robes." And I'm not entirely sure that's true, but I feel at least that this is like our 7th Life Day. It's our 6th one at Galaxy's Edge. We had one out because of COVID, but it's our 7th public Life Day celebration. And I think it just, I'm still just very grateful that Disney lets us do it.
So David was actually just sitting down to dinner when Chewie came out.
Yes.
And I texted him and I texted Sarah and I was like, get back here right now.
Yeah. And my buddy Tom Hodges is a Star Wars artist. He was just sitting down at Oga's as well. And I'm like, you might want to get here if you want Chewie in it. And so we did everything in the wrong order, kind of. So we had Chewie's visit. We sang carols. Our group shot, because we didn't want anyone to get wet, was backwards. So usually we're in front of the Falcon, like the picture we showed you before. This is everybody under the overhang. My back, or not my back, actually Kit's back, because I gave her my camera. Kit's back was against the wall with the wide angle lens on the camera, trying to fit everybody in. And then I think the one that really worked was we set the camera on panorama, and I think that let us get a full picture of everybody. This is the panorama one, and so we actually managed to scoop everyone in on that. And then the PhotoPass guy took like a triptych of multiple shots that I should be able to stitch together. Which will give us a good high quality picture for everybody, and I haven't done it yet. But it was pretty fun and a reasonable sized crowd for a very rainy day on a Monday. Everybody kind of came out and did it up right.
So I didn't get to participate in the parade. Judy and I didn't.
Oh no?
I think it was Judy who was walking with me. Yeah, because it left while people were still asking questions.
Oh.
And we went to try and catch up and managed to just see you as you were leading the way up the ramp. So we tried to run up the stairs and ended up having to run up the stairs and then back down the other stairs and just missed the parade entirely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was too bad.
We tried to like give everybody lots of notice.
And also I missed there's a portion of the celebration where we remember someone.
We do a memorial.
And
yeah.
I missed that as well.
Oh.
Because I was too far back and couldn't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, usually we do the memorial in a different location, and the parade like is a very different kind of thing. And
the memorial is usually a very much smaller number of people.
Oh yeah. Because once people get the group shot, once they're in the picture, most people leave. It's the real diehard people who usually come over and do it. But because we were under the overhang, everybody stayed, which is fine. But yeah, I could see where it would cause a little trouble. for things like that. But yeah, we ended up doing the abbreviated march that we did the previous Life Day, where we went around and up past Docking Bay and then back over. And then there were like, oh well, let's try to get a picture now in front of the Falcon, which we did do. We sort of did a last minute let's do a picture in front of the Falcon thing, which I don't think I have scanned in yet on those pictures. I think I have to get Colleen's thing.
Oh, it's with all of the giveaways, trade items.
Right. Before we talk about that, let me jump in here and remind you guys that you were listening and or watching Docking Bay 94. We are on our 14th season. I think this is our 21st episode, because we number them by week. And gosh, if you're listening to us on sci-fi.radio, we're grateful for that. You could be watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. Any of those are good. And yeah, we appreciate your company always. And looks pretty quiet over in the chat. Don was having trouble with his... Don, of course, was at both of the events and Dapper Day, and he had a busy weekend and kind of bailed out early on most of them. And one of the interesting things about Life Day that has become more and more of a thing, I'm going to credit Dawn with having the truly first piece of sort of pixie dust Life Day swag. I mean, technically, it's the Carol sheet that we hand out, which is part of the thing that we do, and we make 350, 400 Carol sheets, and we hand them out to everybody so that they can sing along with us. Don had these silicone bracelets put up, and my picture's not the best of it, but anyway, out of that, over 7 years, people have started making more swag. Now, of course, Disney themselves has been selling swag. There have been T-shirts and Life Day Snuggies and pins and all sorts of stuff. This year, they debuted a gigantic Lothcat as part of their Life Day offerings. They had a pin and a T-shirt and things like that. They've made actual orbs at one point. There's a lot of stuff I wish they'd bring back, and that a lot of people are like, I missed it the first time, I wish they'd bring it back. Including the very first pin, which was really great, and the Life Day orb, which they only did for 1 year. So I do have a picture of the swag that we came home with. And if you look at the very, very top on the left, there's a pink silicone ring, which is this year's Life Day offering from Dawn. There's some little crystals inside there and whatnot, and so the pin that Disney offered is the one next to the band on the upper left hand corner, and then the rest of this stuff are things that people made and brought. Our friend Judy did the little Life Day 2025 ornaments, the green and purple ones in the middle. To the left of that, we got they had called it hallucinogenic root. They said, don't eat it all at once. And I'm like, so now I'm worried. Colleen got the little Life Day beaded bracelet there. A lot of people did sketches and block prints, 3D printed coins and things. And this is just a selection. We didn't get everything. And one of the more interesting things, and maybe we can see it in another picture. Not so much. One of the interesting things is in the center there, right under where it says Life Day Celebration Batu West. Somebody created their own personality chips for the Disney droid build droids. And so you can buy personality chips and plug them in. And one of them is all of the sort of resistance droids, R2 and 3PO and Chopper and things like that. And one of them is very specifically a Life Day chip with Life Day sounds and things like that. I haven't had a chance to plug them in yet and go. But that is like above and beyond. That was absolutely crazy. But yeah, there are things here. The Grogu on the right and the Ahsoka down at the bottom in the two corners on the right. Those are that's art from Tom Hodges, who is a real Star Wars and comic book artist, and got to see him. He's back in town. And his wife Terry, they were handing those out, which is pretty neat. A lot of ornaments for the tree, the big Chewbacca at the bottom, and the Life Day 2025 little wood ornaments. Colleen, you got this really neat sort of tiny stuffy thing.
Yeah, somebody at the very end of the night, somebody took me aside and said that they wanted me to have one of these for all the work that we've put into this over the years. And it is like an inch tall, tiny little Chewbacca in Life Day robes stuffy.
It's adorable. It's this little handmade thing.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cute.
So cute.
Somebody 3D printed a Wookiee cookie over on the far right. That's what looks like a gingerbread cookie is actually 3D printed in 3 colors, which is cool, or maybe 4 colors. That was really fun. And the big thing in the back, the big red Wookiee, that's a block print, has this little card next to it. And some of these are on little thin panels of wood, and it just
I love
really
the little Chewbacca painting that's on the little thin piece of wood.
On the upper left corner. Yeah. That's like really cute. And I just appreciate how much effort people put into these things. I always feel kind of inadequate because I'm like, oh man, we should have something to give out to these people who give us things. And then Colleen's like, look, you do the lyric sheets and you organize the thing. You've done enough. You don't have to do more. Yeah, I posted a thing up on our Batu Life Day page, which I encourage you to go to if you want to. You can go to Facebook and do a search for Life Day Batu and Beyond, and that's our social page. We've got about 800 and some odd people up there. And that's where we post all the information. People post their pictures, the stuff they made. People who couldn't make it posted how they were celebrating. We posted pictures of our Life Day tree that's in our living room, that's up right now over there. And then that's where all of the event dates get published and the schedules and things like that. So if you want to join it, it's a dumb thing. It's the Star Wars Holiday Special. But gosh, we really do have a pretty tremendous time, and the people that this event has collected are the diehard Star Wars fans. They're an awful lot of fun. For the first few years, it was funny. We had a lot of influencers who came out and covered it, and sort of tried to make it a big thing there. And I don't mind when people come out and cover it. That's fine. But in the past couple of years. And I don't know if it's because they're all busy or they've already done it, or Disney is so expensive, or whatever. It's been less of that and more of just average fans, which I really, really like. And anyone's welcome to come cover it for their whatever their media thing is. That's fine. But it's the regular folks that really make me really happy that they've taken their time and they've come out and done.
So Don says, I don't see the I Survived Life Day pin.
I did not get one this year. Just to be fair, we have 7 years of beautiful things that people have given us.
Yeah.
They're not represented here. The only thing we're showing here is what came from this year. from 2025. We do have the I Survived Life Day pin.
And there was one more pin
Colleen has
that
one, I think.
got that I forgot to add to the group because I didn't realize someone handed it to me and I put it directly on my bag that I was carrying. I
Right.
didn't put it inside the bag with the other things.
I had to go get the little Wookiee cookie because someone gave that to me, and I put it through a pin on my scarf, and it was hanging off my scarf all weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just from the events this weekend and this year, and so yeah, we have like I've got 6 bracelets from Dawn.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, but yeah, if we didn't get one this year, it's not in this picture. So, we're not slighting anybody. It's just this is just what we came home with, and there was like a whole bunch of other stuff.
There was a lot of stuff that we saw people posted online that they were trading that we never saw.
Right, and there's stuff from past years that we brought with us that we wore as part of our costume. I have a little, somebody did a 3D print of a Life Day orb that had a little light in it. And I don't know, it kind of melted in the rain. It was I don't know what it was made out of, but it was a 3D print that seemed to suffer from my having worn it to the park this weekend.
And we were going to try this year to do a Life Day that people who can't make it into the parks, because let's face it, it's really expensive to get into the parks, and not everybody can afford that. We were going to try to have an outside the park one this year,
right? And
it just didn't come together.
It will happen next year for sure. I'll make sure it does. The thing that was kind of a showstopper was that
the rain would have made it impossible.
The rain was really tough, and there was somebody who came to me after last year's Life Day and said, "Hey, I have a performance space." I think it was a theater that was attached to their church, and they could hold like 250 or 300 people. And very specifically, what I'm looking for is a black box theater with no chairs in it, because we want to show the holiday special. We don't want to make people sit down and watch it. What we want is to basically treat it like a potluck Thanksgiving. And so people can bring a dish from one of the Star Wars cookbooks, we can show the holiday special and make fun of it. We'll still sing carols. We'll still do our memorial. We'll do all that kind of stuff. Somebody offered a trivia panel that they do at conventions that's run game show style. That could be fun. There's a bunch of things like that we want to do. And the thing that stopped us this year, Ian had offered us this space, and I lost track of him. And so found another theater to do it in Long Beach. And that theater closed because of the economy. The economy is really tough, and they couldn't stay open. And so when we lost the theater, it was, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. I felt like it was a little too close to find a replacement. So we sort of wrote it off for this year. Next year, though, what's really funny, so we're walking in, Judy and I, on Saturday, and there's a couple of people sitting on a bench, and they're like, "Oh, are you here for Life Day?" We start talking about Life Day and all this kind of stuff, and the guy's like, I don't presume that you know everybody, but what happened to this standalone Life Day thing I heard about? My friend was talking about how this was going to be a thing, and then it wasn't. And I'm like, "Is your friend Ian?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, I lost track of Ian. Anyway, I found Ian, or Ian found me on Monday, and so we're back talking about this again. And so, if his space is good, then we'll do it there. If not, but because a lot of people sent me messages this year and said that they just didn't have the money to go, A lot of people let their Magic keys go because they're so expensive. And a lot of people could just buy a ticket for the day. A lot of people had friends who used to work there who don't, who can't sign them in anymore. And of course, as you can imagine, we were down like Jeff and his family, who like they got sick. They couldn't come to any of the Life Day things. It was really a bummer. Like all sorts of things prevented people from coming this year. And yet we still had a pretty respectable crowd. But they were the diehards for sure, coming out in the rain and dealing with the Disney dollar situation. And so we'll see. We really do want to do the event next year. And with luck, we can do it where, you can just show up, or, if it's going to cost us for the venue, maybe we can make it like a $10 ticket or something cheap. If we could do it for like 1/10 of what Disney is doing, and we're not doing it to make money. We just want people to come and celebrate. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But yeah, if you heard about that and you're like, what happened to that? Because I certainly talked about it enough in the past year, but man, it just didn't work out the way we planned. So, and yeah, which describes this year's Life Day on the whole. the rain and the stuff and the weather.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad. It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through some of the Star Wars stuff. We have a bunch. Star Wars birthday history. 11/15/1929, Ed Asner was born. He was the voice of Jabba in the radio adaptation of Return of the Jedi and the voice of Jedi Master Vrook Lamar in the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, the Return of the Jedi radio drama was really kind of interesting. It had all sorts of people in it that weren't your usual Star Wars actors, and like Boba Fett was played by Ed Begley Jr. And so like that's the wonderful thing about radio dramas, and that's why I love them so much, is that like you would never cast Ed Begley Jr. as Boba Fett, but you could in this.
Right.
You wouldn't really cast Ed Asner as Jabba the Hutt. First off, everybody would stop and point and look and go, oh my God, it's Lou Grant. But secondly, he just doesn't really fit the vibe. And so, in the case of the video game that he did, the Knights of the Old Republic, they described the character as an Ed Asner type of character, and so they went and just got Ed Asner, which was really kind of funny. So. Yeah, he did so much stuff, but has very limited Star Wars thing. But Ed Asner he was like in the Freakazoid cartoons, and he did Up, and his voice is phenomenal, and that's why we do like the Lanterman show we talked about earlier. It's like I can be Flash Gordon, but you would never put me on screen as Flash Gordon. I don't like anything like Flash Gordon. I could sound like him, but.
Want to say hey to Matthew Tillard, who popped in
Hey,
about
Matt.
10 minutes ago.
Woo!
And then moving on to regular Star Wars history, because that was the only birthday this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go through all of the Star Wars history just because I didn't know how to pick out.
Sure, that's fine.
November 14th, 2005, ILM awarded the National Medal of Technology. Sorry, ILM was awarded the National Medal of Technology by the White House.
The White House does all sorts of interesting honors for a variety of things. This includes, like, libraries get the Presidential Medal of Library Excellence and things like this. It is the highest honor in the United States you can receive for technological achievement. And because Industrial Light and Magic was such a pioneer in the special effects industry and completely changed the way movies were made, of course, they got formed in about like 1975. So this was quite a few years after that. But was it President Bush at the time, I think?
President Bush? What did you say?
Who was? Well, not Bush. It was 2005. Who was? Yeah.
Oh! I thought you were talking about when they were first established, and I'm like, no.
It was President Bush in 2005. Fine. So anyway, so you can't get a higher United States award for technological achievement. It's just basically they knighted ILM.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
November 15th, 2001, the full episode 2 teaser Forbidden Love debuts in theaters in front of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of things that they were releasing for the different movies, trying to find a way to make them interesting. But they had some problems rolling that trailer out, actually, where like it didn't get delivered, it wouldn't run. They had like all sorts of weird problems with it. But I remember some of the Star Wars movies where you would go see the movie that the trailer was attached to just to see the trailer. Like I think in episode 1, the trailer was attached to Wing Commander, which nobody was very excited about. Mm-hmm. And then people would see the trailer and then just walk out and go like, well, I don't want to see the movie. I just want to see the trailer.
November 16th, 2008, Robot Chicken Star Wars Episode 2 debuts on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim.
That's very cool. I liked the Robot Chicken stuff better than I liked the Family Guy one. I thought they were a lot more fun. I don't know if this was the same time, but the 501st Legion and the Rebel Legion were doing a lot of promo stuff with Robot Chicken, and they did like a Skaterama tour, which was funny. So we would all go in costume and go roller skating with like Seth Green, which is just like utterly bizarre. So and so that would happen in like San Diego and stuff like that. But I was grateful that I actually liked the
episodes,
Robot Chicken stuff. Yeah. It's still funny.
Okay, so now we're getting into the good stuff. On November 17th, 1978, Star Wars Holiday Special aired.
Right.
Woohoo!
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
So it aired once in the United States, and you can go online and watch it if you want to see it. Like people have scanned it in off of videotape and put it up there. There are a couple people who have upsampled it to like 4K or 5K or some such. At the 5K one, and they call it 5K because the height of the thing is actually 8K. Because it's a weird aspect ratio. It's TV ratio. So they did some AI upsampling of it, and it looks pretty good. But they also changed the music. So, like, the opening Star Wars theme is not at the beginning. They put some other music in there. And when B. Arthur is walking around the cantina, there's some other weird music in there. I find that to be a little strange. So you might want to just go find one of the crappier versions to get the actual experience. I think it's a thing you should see once if you're a Star Wars fan. You never have to watch it again. But it is, of course...
Just have the fast forward button in your hand and you'll be fine.
Right. And it is the thing that introduced Boba Fett to us in a cartoon. Nelvana animation did this great cartoon. They were hand selected by Lucas to do the animated portion because he really liked what they were turning out of their studios, and that was such a convincing part of the holiday special. It went on to give Nelvana the contract for Droids and Ewoks and those cartoon series. So without the holiday special, we might not have those, if you're a fan of those things.
On the very next day, November 18th, 1978, Carrie Fisher hosts Saturday Night Live as Beach Blanket Bimbo from Outer Space.
They put her in a gold bikini well before George Lucas did in Return of the Jedi, and she hung out with the Saturday Night Live cast. I don't know which. I think that was the name of the skit, was like Beach Blanket Bimbo from Outer Space, with Gilda Radner and people like that. I don't know if it was this or some other thing, but Carrie Fisher ended up dating and or engaged to Dan Aykroyd from Saturday Night Live. He was talking about it. Colleen and I went to Carrie Fisher's funeral, and he did part of the eulogy and brought it up. And of course, you know, she was in Blues Brothers and whatnot. And so I don't know where their relationship sprang from, but it might have been this that introduced the two of them. And it's funny if you want to watch it. I think it's up on YouTube, but I'm not sure.
On November 19th, 1977, Star Wars surpassed Jaws as the highest grossing domestic film.
There was a great tradition between Lucas and Spielberg where when one of their films beat the other film, they would do these really great ads that gave like congratulations to each other. And I'm looking the Jaws one up right now, which is pretty great. And of course, they've passed this baton back and forth over the years, not counting when they both worked on something like Indiana Jones or something like this. So this ran in Daily Variety, and it says, "Dear George, last week Star Wars moved ahead of Jaws in domestic film rentals. Your hyperspace performance package really did the trick. Congratulations to the Cantina crowd and all the forces of your imagination that made Star Wars so worthy of the throne. Wear it well. Your pal, Steven." And R2-D2, of course, is fishing for Jaws. He has caught Jaws with his fishing pole. Anyway, and this happened with other filmmakers too. Titanic surpassed Star Wars at one point, and George posted a cool thing like this. And it was just a nice little leapfrogging as each of these guys passed each other on the highest grossing film of all time list. That's kind of a nice way to and classy way to do it.
And the final piece of history is November 20th, 1977. Zubin Mehta conducts the Los Angeles Philharmonic at the Hollywood Bowl for the first ever Star Wars concert.
I went to this, and we thought that John Williams was going to be there, and that was not the case, and it was it rectified later on because John Williams wasn't really doing a lot of performance stuff, but this was a concert that came at the very end of Zubin Mehta's term as music director, with the Hollywood Bowl. He left like the year later, and that's when they started doing more of that. And the following year, they didn't do the Hollywood Bowl. They did the concert at Angel Stadium because it was so huge. Now,
Wow.
the Hollywood Bowl holds 17,000 people, but I think Angel Stadium, and Kit can correct me on this as our resident baseball whiz, I think it holds something like 30 to 35,000 people at Angel Stadium. I mean, that's Beatles level territory for Star Wars music, which is absolutely kind of nuts. And so
That's crazy. Kelly thinks she might have been there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Gustavo Dudamel ended up coming on board to do Star Wars music and things, and that was a mutual admiration society between John Williams and Gustavo Dudamel, and when they were doing things for like The Force Awakens and stuff, Dudamel came on board to conduct that music for the actual film, and John Dudamel's like, "No way, this is a joke. You're playing me," and it's like, nope. It was he's like, John Williams has such a great sense of humor that he's punking me. There's no way. And then, of course, it turned out not to be the case. And so the music you hear for the opening and closing music for The Force Awakens, the big opening Star Wars theme and the big closing credits piece, were done by Gustavo Dudamel and his connection with the LA Philharmonic. So, yeah, really, really kind of interesting stuff. And I think we mentioned this a week ago or the week before. The Hollywood Bowl has named the Hollywood Bowl stage in John Williams' honor.
Yeah, we did talk about that last week.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a long thing, but yeah, gosh, that'd be really funny if Kelly and I were at the same concert. We wouldn't meet for another 10 years.
I'm going to skip over theme parks for the moment
Sure.
and ask you to go ahead with the rest in peace section, and then we'll add theme parks into the speed round.
Oh yeah, no worries. Really brief. Dan McGrath, who was a writer on The Simpsons and King of the Hill, has passed away at 61 years old. He worked on the Harvard Lampoon. He did Saturday Night Live. He was from New York and has won a number of Emmys for his work. He's got 50 Simpsons episodes under his belt. And then he went on to produce 24 episodes, which was crazy. And so he got fired from the show twice and then brought back. And he wrote 11 King of the Hill episodes, and yeah, had a pretty great career making stuff that you like. And when he was on Saturday Night Live in 1991, he worked with Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and all the great people who were on the cast at that time. Our second passing is Randy Jones, Cy Young Award winner, and he was like National League baseball player and staple of San Diego baseball. And his career ran from 73 to 82. And I'm trying to remember this, and Kit would know this. She's probably shouting at the radio right now. Is he was part of the sort of David versus Goliath, little guy against big guy battle that was going on, because Randy Jones was not a particularly big dude, and But he was good when he was on the mound. So anyway, sad to hear of his passing. You could tell how much of a sports guy I am.
That's funny. Okay, speed round. The first thing that I would like to talk about is Disney Imagineers will be helping to rebuild a beloved Altadena park, which was destroyed by the Eaton fire, which devastated both Altadena. Well, the Eaton fire devastated Altadena, but the same day, the Palisades also had a fire that devastated that town.
And that area is having some serious park problems. The park Colleen and I got married in, which the fire came just up to the edge to, has been subject to fire and flood, and they're also trying to restore that park. It's really kind of messy. And then of course this Eaton fire just laid everything out, and it's like everything burned down. The playground equipment, the outbuildings, all of that kind of stuff. There are some pictures. Let's see, they have the pictures here. They don't. That it looks like the part they're really looking forward to is the doing the playground stuff, because it looks like they're kind of doing micro Disneyland.
They're doing a splash pad. They're doing swings. They're doing. There was a whole list of what they're doing for that area.
Here's
find it. Splash pad, bridges, boulders, slides, and swings.
Here we go.
And they're all going to be inspired by Altadena's deodar cedar pine cones.
Okay.
Money tonight here, America Strong. The
Sorry.
beloved park destroyed by the LA fires. Tonight, Disney.
I'm trying to find a picture here, which I have finally done. There you go. Here's a picture of what they want to do with the park. And it's got a little Bugs Life area going on with it. That you can see the giant pine cone playhouses. There's the little water play area has clover over top of it. There's sunshades and things. It's cute. I'm glad they're not doing the entire park like this.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a little too much.
Disney is also helping Altadena to get their Christmas Tree Lane lighting ceremony and Winter Festival on December 6th. The Altadena Christmas Tree Lane is just about 3 or 4 blocks north of where Sean and I used to live when we lived in Pasadena.
Yeah. The fire was enormously close to where we used to live. Yeah. It came right down to within about a half a block and stopped. Which, had we still been living there in the area, it would have been really scary for all of that.
So, Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, let's see. Disney After Dark has been announced. It's still the 70th anniversary for Disneyland, and so they've got a bunch of stuff coming in 2026. So the party gives you a sort of a mix-in, which lets you get into the park from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. before their event starts, and the event starts at 9, and they give you an event guide and some PhotoPass stuff and things like that. The first one is Sweethearts Night, which runs from January 22nd to February 17th on select dates. And that is, their theme is the Celebrate Love Cavalcade for their parade. Once Upon a Dream, a musical journey through the Disney Songbook, is a show that they're running. There's Disney Duets Karaoke in the Golden Horseshoe. That's interesting. Somebody...
Now Sean wants to go to Sweethearts.
Well, somebody... I was talking to a cast member that I know who works there, And Colleen and I did a charity event for Minnie's Moonlit Madness where our green room was the Golden Horseshoe. And so we took a bunch of pictures, one of which was me up on stage with my Steampunk Ghostbusters gear, which we were wearing as part of the Clue crew that we were in, capturing the Hatbox Ghost. It was the piece of art that eventually came out of it. And he was so amazed that I'd gotten up on that stage. He thought it was such like a big deal to be up there. And there's a lot of history up there, to be sure. So this is interesting. If they're allowing people up on the stage to do karaoke, people are going to dig that. Valentine's Day dance party at Tomorrowland Terrace, scenic photo backdrops.
I bet they won't allow people up on the stage.
I'm wondering. I'm curious. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, the Aristocats, Tangled, Aladdin, Lady and the Tramp, and lovey-dovey kind of films will have backdrops for you to do. Specialty food with glow cubes, loaded fries, Mickey-shaped cream puff, and things like that. And the usual swag. Doesn't say how much the tickets are here, but I imagine they'll do better.
Wow.
What?
I think you're going to want to go to 70 Years of Favorites.
Maybe.
There's
so that's
only
there's two
days
nights,
of it.
March
Yeah,
3rd
2
and
nights.
March 5th.
But did you see what the entertainment is?
No. Not
They're
yet.
bringing back the swing dancing at the Royal Theater in
Wow.
Fantasyland.
Look at that.
They're bringing back Videopolis just
Wow.
at the Tomorrowland Terrace.
Uh-huh.
They're bringing in line dancing at Golden Horseshoe Review as a tribute to Woody's Roundup.
Neat.
And then they've got photo opportunities, and they have characters from Days Gone By.
Wow. The Mad Tea Party is making a photo appearance. Mad Tea Party is what moved in after Electronica over at DCA. Main Street Electrical Parade, Club Buzz.
They're bringing Mother and Father from the Carousel of Progress
As characters.
as characters.
Wow, that's pretty funny. Merlin, Flick and Ada, the Phantasmic Monkeys. That's fun. They lose me at the mushroom Philly sandwich, though.
Right.
Mac and cheese, Gaston Brew at the Red Rose Terrace. Wonder if that's alcoholic. Anyway, tickets for that go on sale Tuesday, December 9th. Disney Channel night is April 12th, 14th, and 16th. They did that
Wow.
last time. They don't have a lot of details on that, but they did a 90s Disney Channel 90s one last year, I think, and lots of things. Star Wars After Dark,
I
April.
feel like they're reducing the number of Star Wars nights.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
There's only 4
There's
Star
4.
Wars nights.
But they're doing it over May 4th as expected. So 28th, 30th, 4th, and 6th of May, April and May, and no real details yet. Pride Night, June 16th, June 18th.
So only 2 days for Pride Night.
LGBTQIA themed thing. And then, of course, there's on their official page, Disney Parks blog, there's a how to get ready for it, what to do.
It's interesting
what we
that they
allow.
tell you to tailor your outfit to the party theme, but be sure to check the costume guidelines.
Yeah. I mean, no full-headed costumes, and full face masks, and things like that. I get it. But, yeah, and it's, I don't know if they're going to add more, but these seem to end in June. So maybe they're not going to... This is sort of off-season entertainment, I guess.
Well, and then that makes sense because then they ramp back up with Oogie Boogie Nights. Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yep. And Kit has it right. Star Wars is on May the 4th and Revenge of the 6th. May the 5th is Cinco de Mayo. It's Revenge of the 6th. I will die on that hill. Because it says Sith right in it. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it looks fun. Definitely some of those are kind of tempting.
Okay.
it's that's probably a pretty good time to talk about when we're talking about these sort of special days. Dapper Day was last weekend. And of course, that was a
I
thing.
didn't see a lot of photos out of Dapper Day. I
did-
saw a few.
I think the rain probably kept a bunch of people away.
Yeah.
I think I saw some photos from someone who went to the sort of shopping expo that they do. But again, not a lot. And it's I haven't seen a lot of reports from Dapper Day at all. Like usually people are like, I went, it was great. Dawn went, of course, which was good. But so this is a weird thing, and it's starting to get a lot of play in regular news broadcasts, 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, et cetera, and so forth. ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. Dapper Day is what they call an overlay. It's a fan-run overlay. Life Day falls into that. When I set up Life Day, I worked heavily with Disney to make sure that we weren't going to upset them. We weren't going to impinge on anyone else's day. That my goal for Life Day was that we have fun without doing it at the expense of other guests in the park. So people who experience Galaxy's Edge for the first time don't leave and go, oh my God, Star Wars Land was amazing, except for those jerks who ruined my day. Right? So we just want to do something fun without causing trouble. This seems like they want to cause trouble. There's a group that is called 805 Patriots. They are doing, and this is pretty threatening for an overlay event, the Disneyland MAGA Invasion. It's February 28th. It's a Saturday. They're encouraging you to book your Disney tickets now, and they have a dress code. The dress code is to wear a Patriots in the Park t-shirt. And
that you have to buy from them for $30.
Right. And a MAGA hat. And ordering the shirt triggers the RSVP that you're going. And so part of this is like, you know, okay, I see people in the park all the time with MAGA gear and things like that. And as long as they sort of keep to themselves and don't try to get in your face, it's not a problem. Occasionally someone does do that. There have been people who have hung banners off the Mark Twain. In Florida, people go to the entrance and they wave their Trump flags and stuff like that. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this. I mean, they're not going to sway anybody doing that. And most people want to go to Disneyland for a sort of an apolitical day. I don't talk politics with anybody at Disneyland generally. That's not what I'm there for. So anyway, this is getting passed around quite a bit. It looks like it's a big excuse for the 805 Patriots to sell a bunch of T-shirts, which may be the case. And Disneyland has had problems with political groups in the past. Maybe the biggest one was in 1970 when they relaxed their restrictions on people with short hair. You were only allowed into the park with short hair. If you had long hair, you would be turned away.
Well, that's men.
Yes.
Women were allowed in with
that
long
was
hair.
men. So they relaxed that guideline. And so like who was it, Roger McGuinn of the Byrds, the rock group The Byrds, was turned away because he had a Beatles cut. He hadn't formed the Byrds yet, but he got turned away because his hair was a Beatles style. And they're like, nope, can't come in. So Disneyland has a history of refusing service to people who they don't think are dressed appropriately for their park. I know things have changed a lot. I know that cast members are allowed to have tattoos and facial hair and things like that. Times definitely change. But if somebody's coming to the park and they're trying to be disruptive, I could see where Disneyland might take umbrage to it. So we'll have to see what happens. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually try to do this. And there have been lots of unofficial days. The gay days were unofficial. Dapper Day and Bats Day. Our friend Noah runs Bats Day. And, most of these things don't cause trouble. Most of them are pretty apolitical. They are lifestyle days. And so having a sort of MAGA lifestyle day at Disneyland seems counterintuitive to me, especially because so many of them bash Disney all the time. They're like, Disney's woke, Disney's blah, blah, blah. And they're always mad. And I'm like, then what do you want to go for? So it'll be interesting to see how many people turn up. It'll be interesting to see what Disneyland does. Certainly plenty of warning because this happens at the end of February. At first I thought it was a joke. And I had to double check the date because I thought it said February 29th. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I prefer my Disney apolitical. That is mostly the case. If you think Disney is woke, Disney has always been woke in one form or another. And, they haven't always been politically correct. But we'll see. It's getting a lot of play. I came across it on Reddit first. And there is somebody who is making their own anti-T-shirt that looks exactly the same as the other T-shirt, but is like, LGBTQ in the park or something like that. One of the interesting things about the T-shirt is it says, "Make Disney Great Again." And I don't understand how they think they're going to do that by showing up in force and being political.
So I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is Chadwick Boseman receives his star on the Walk of Fame. That happened.
Yeah, it's good.
And let me bring up the article.
This was subject to a 5-year sort of moratorium. A lot of people want to get a star up right away when someone passes. Carrie Fisher had to wait 5 years. Chadwick Boseman had to wait 5 years. I believe they have reduced that wait time to about 2 years now.
Well, his star waited 5 years because he did pass away in 2020.
Right, and it's I could see where they want to make sure that a celebrity is still beloved after, because everyone's upset when their favorite person dies, and then you want to make sure that they are still somebody who is surviving in the popular culture,
right,
and in people's hearts. And so, I understand waiting.
So during the ceremony, which took place, earlier today? I believe, yes.
It was today at like 11:30.
He was honored by his widow, Simone Ledward Boseman, and director Ryan Coogler and Oscar winner Viola Davis, who he was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom with, which was the last project that aired after he died with him in it. Right.
And who else did I hear was there? Michael B. Jordan
and Letitia Wright were both there, along with his siblings.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's well deserved.
I hope the rain held off long enough. I think it did, because it didn't start raining until this afternoon.
Right. Yeah, I think it did. Because we didn't get hit till like 2:30 or 3.
What last topic would you like to talk about?
Before the last topic, let me jump in and say that the wait for Star is now 2 years.
Oh, okay.
That's the current moratorium. Here's a thing that you can do, which is kind of fun. I don't know if there's more than one, but I did one. And it's because Stranger Things is coming back. Colleen and I are doing a rewatch of the series. And
It's just as scary the second time.
well, it's been long enough that we've forgotten what happened.
Yeah.
Because there have been 4 seasons. They all have run together in my mind.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like watching it again for the first time. It's the perfect way to rewatch it, honestly. It's really terrific.
So this thing that Sean's about to tell you about, you have to do it on your phone. You can't do it on your desktop.
Right. You can, but it will take you to your phone. So if you type Stranger Things into Google search, you will get a D20, a red D20.
You
that
will
appears.
only get it if you don't accept an autocorrect, like
Right.
an autofill. You have to actually type out the whole thing and hit return.
Right. And then when you click on it on your desktop, it will give you a QR code, which will open on your phone and then allow you to play the game on your phone. It is a little more complicated than it would seem, because sometimes it asks you a question and you just type in what it asks you, and then sometimes it wants you to answer the question with a different answer and type in that answer. So you can get stuck pretty easily.
I got stuck.
But the event is still going on. It's kind of really, really cool. And so mine comes up as completed here on my phone, and I won't show you that.
I
let you
did
earn
the
it yourself.
first quest, and then I got stuck on the second one, and so when I went back in, it's making me do the first quest again.
So it says this. It says gather the party to see more. So I don't know if that means that there are other things to do. So I'm going to try like resetting the game and doing it again. But anyway, I enjoyed it. It has a progress bar, so you know how long you're going. You can shell out and go, do a little research on the internet if you want. There's certainly no shame in that, because some of these questions are hard. They're really hard. Like one of them is like, what was the name of what's his name? The heavy metal guitarist from the last season. It wasn't Billy. That's the other guy. See, I can't even think of his name right now. But they want to know the name of his band. And I'm like, oh my God, really?
I take it back. It didn't take me back to the first question. This is just the second question. I just answered it so many times.
Yeah, it should remember where you were.
Yeah.
Eddie, thank you. Boba-Kit jumped in. So what was the name of Eddie's band? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I watched the show. I'm sure they mentioned it. But, his band didn't play into the larger show that much. His guitar playing did, but not so much his band. And some of them are multiple choice and whatnot. But, yeah, it's kind of fun. And I'll show you real quick. This is the QR code that they give you, and you can just go check that out. And it's a little bit of Jeopardy for that, and I'm going to reset the game and try it again and see if it gives me more, because it says collect the party kind of a deal, and I'm like, but I'm at the end.
So can I jump in with one more thing before
Sure.
we end?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for Rental Family, which is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
In theaters. It's Brendan Fraser's new movie, and it's about Brendan Fraser is a single man who has lived in Japan for many years and doesn't really have any friends or family. Maybe he has friends. He definitely has no family. And he's an actor, and he's hired to be the face of this rental family agency. And in order for him to say what it's like, he has to get a rental family of his own. And it's basically you are assigned like a wife and children to go to events with you and things like that. And they end up, I think, from watching the trailer, they end up becoming like his real family. and it looks like the feel-good movie of the Thanksgiving season, and I would like to see it.
It's very sweet looking, and he's hired because they need a token white guy, and he's lived in Japan, but he hasn't become localized, and so he's got to kind of acclimatize to that, and it's certainly a detriment because he's now got to interact with all of these families, and he doesn't exactly know the Japanese way. And it looks really good. Colleen, you were saying that you wanted to go see a movie on Thanksgiving. I mean, maybe this is it.
Yeah, well, also coming out this week, and there's nothing coming out Thanksgiving Day, but there are a couple movies coming out on Wednesday night. So tomorrow also brings us Wicked for Good. Next Wednesday, Zootopia 2 and Wake Up Dead Men, the Knives Out movie, are both opening.
Wow.
So it's there's a lot.
That's a lot of good stuff coming out. Right on. I think I'm safe in saying we will not be on the air next Thursday. It being Thanksgiving and all, and LostCon, and Jeff being sick, and all of those things. So since we are not going to see you, I hope you have a tremendous Thanksgiving, and you get to spend it with people you like. It doesn't have to be your family. Just find people that you want to be around and eat too much food with. And I think that's completely acceptable. Thanks to everybody for hanging out over here. Thanks again, as always, to Kit, who not only did our show document and things like that, but she was there at Life Day, armed with a camera, which was terrific. And one of the drawbacks to being the host to Life Day is I don't get to stand and talk to people as much as I want to. I mostly see them in passing. So and even like, good friends like Kit, it's just like, oh my gosh, you're here, which is totally the case. So Kit went above and beyond certainly this week. Did some video and put it on the DB94 Facebook page, all sorts of neat things. So thank you, Kit. As always, thanks to everybody who came to Life Day or celebrated at home in one fashion or another. I always say about Life Day that if you can't love something for the worst thing they ever did, how much do you really love it? And that's really the case of the Star Wars Holiday Special, I think. Jeff, gosh, dude, get better. Take care of your family. I hope all of this, goes away quickly for you. I left Life Day with a cold as a concred. We're about to face LostCon, where there's probably more concred. But whatever Jeff's going through is just brutal. He and his family are really, really fighting a tough fight. So keep them in your thoughts, if you would be so kind. And we will see you not next week for Thanksgiving, which, again, I trust you will have an amazing one. We will see you the week after that.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby. Sorry.
I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
may the force be with you. I was looking at the next Stranger Things clue.
Oh, nice. No worries. Goodbye, video people. We will see all of you all in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. If there's a way to like those things and let us know you were there, please do. And we will see you shortly.